uh, Hi. It's obviously that'd be the first thing to do here. As y'all can tell, there's a big difference than what I was before. I don't even know what happened, but I know it's like, I guess you could say I've been solo leveling for the last couple of months, and overall it's just like I just been, you know, like I just been cooling really, you know. I've been just collectively just I've been chilling. I ain't doing too much, this, that, and the third. I've really just been, focused on myself lately. A lot, actually. So it's like I I can't I can't thank y'all enough for the support over the years. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm real happy with what I've achieved over the course of the time that I've been on YouTube or whatever have you. And it's just been a phenomenal race throughout the whole situation. And I know a lot of y'all saw, is this the end of the BOC brand or whatever have you? I took a hard look back at it, and I'm just like, nah, it can't. I ain't gonna let it end like this. I can't. Like, it's been multiple setbacks over the years. It's just how what is the best way to simply to simplify it really would be, is just like, how can I say this? I have officially taken my writer's career seriously, and obviously with everything else that was going on during that time period, I am definitely coming full swinging on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this announcement out there for y'all. So over the course of, since I was a teenager, I was working on like my own stories or whatever, creating a shared universe for itself. Like, I've been hard at work with that, and I've just been, okay, how can I make this sound good? How can I make this, you know what I'm saying? Like, how can I make this sit out for somebody that's reading it? You know what I'm saying? And I have just significantly, I'm proud of myself, really. I really am proud of myself. And I know once the products is finished and properly edited and stuff like that, I'm just gonna go ahead and drop that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because at first, the first story that I finished, the first story that I wrote for this year, I had actually wrote a Star Wars short story called Age of Padawan. And effectively, it's you could say it's a pilot to an extent, because I took a hard look at, the Star Wars series as a whole, and where the sequel trilogy left off at, and them continuing the story of Ahsoka and all this other stuff. So it's like, when I came up with this idea, I was just like, nah, we need more of that energy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when I came up with the concept for the Age of Padawan story, which I'm probably gonna drop sometime this week once I put in the final touches, go over any edits, any spell checks and stuff like that. These essentially is, I took heavy inspiration from the Ahsoka series and Ahsoka's character development from the 2008 Clone Wars series to her in her transition to live action, because I saw in Ahsoka that essentially she did the same thing that a lot of sidekicks do, really. They came out they came out the shadow of their teachers, of their, you know, their mentors and stuff like that. So it's like taking in consideration that, and then the whole concept of what's going to happen next with that, you know. And obviously you guys see me in a different space right now, which is something I probably also reveal probably in June, something like that, because obviously I I look different, I sound different, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot of changes with me that honestly I wasn't really prepared for, if I'm gonna be honest. Mentally or physically, I wasn't prepared for any of that. However, I will be dropping a lot this month. No, not even this month, this year, period. So outside of the Star Wars short story, Age of Padawan, I have two other stories that are probably my biggest right now. And for those of you who haven't followed me on DeviantArt, you probably already know about it because I did this shit years ago when I was a teenager. So it's like now that I'm older with a better understanding of, you know, the writing concepts, the writing stigma, how to properly format it and stuff like that. So instead of me narrating, you know, the story itself, because it's an audio version itself, I decided to make a rough draft of one of the projects, which is called Chaos. And like I said, at some point I will go ahead and reveal more information about those two projects later on. Not gonna really do it in this video because it's really like I ain't trying to make no long-winded video about, oh, where you been, this, that, and the third. Oh, I'm doing great. You know, nah, we're not doing that. That's not what we're doing. I essentially, because I promised myself I would broaden the horizons of VOC as a whole, I definitely am taking a break from, you know, the whole, you know, the music situation. Like, I'm just taking a break from music in general this coming June. And after obviously there's a lot of I'm back playing video games just somewhat to a certain degree in on the BOC gaming channel. Like, been playing Marvel Rivals, for those of you who haven't seen that. I kind of fell off Twitch a little bit, but it's like I'll kind of get on there if I like really want to, you know, promote my shit to an extent. Like, if I really, like, some of y'all have already seen my lives on Twitch. Like, I will do like a little studio session for myself, this, that, and the third. And it's like I definitely wanted to do this whole thing different. And now that I actually have a format, have a plan for it, you know what I'm saying? Like, do reaction videos, stuff like that, which I really haven't had the time to do because, like, with this new job I got, it's like a lot of my time goes to that. So it's like the videos I already have, like, on private, or they're privated because I'm editing them. Well, not even editing. I'm more so just, you know, the stigma of this is what we're doing. This is how we're going to do it. This is what we're going to do. Stuff like that. And, you know, there's a lot of time and effort that goes into all of that. Like I said, working a full-time job, you know, still putting out content, still doing this, still doing that. And, you know what I'm saying, I got to get my money. You know what I'm saying? I got to focus on the money. You know, I got kids to feed. I ain't got really, like, you know, time on my hands like that. And when I do, it's like, you know, that's just like where I stand at with it at the moment. You know what I'm saying? That's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to quit my job and start pursuing YouTube consistently. So really, it's more of a, I won't say it's a coming home situation. It's really not that. It's more of a, how can I say, like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make this whole situation set up. And now that it can, it's really, yeah, time to really, like, put up or shut up, that type of vibe. And yeah, so aside from my story Chaos, which again, dropping information on that later, Star Wars Age of Padawan, also going to drop info on that later. And finally, another one, probably my longest form. This is my second longest running form of my second longest production so far. That it's called Zombie High, and it took. I'm taking inspiration from previous zombie media such as The Walking Dead, High School of the Dead, the anime, and essentially adding more. I want to say a more broad form of characters to an extent, and not it's not like I know I mentioned earlier that it would be like a shared universe kind of thing, but I really am trying to avoid the concept of a shared universe because we already have those things. Those things already exist. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't trying to be on no crossover type shit because it's like it's just not my thing. But that is just the tip of the iceberg. I want to let y'all know that it's just the tip of the iceberg. I got a lot in store for y'all, and yeah. So when I get into that, like once I get into a better space, no, not even a better space, more when I get comfortable. Let's say that when I get comfortable, then I'm get on that and like be like, yeah, this is what I've been doing. This is how I got into this, how I did this, that type vibe. So let me know what y'all look forward to. And I've had a lot of people say they look forward to my content, and it's like ask and you shall receive. But anyway, I love y'all. Keep it peaceful and stay forward. That's all I can tell you. Look forward and stay forward.